Good morning, 381. Thank you for joining us on this chilly day. I'm Adam Warkle.
And I'm Sadie Preston. It really is chilly out there, isn't it, Adam? Everyone should bundle up before heading out for the day. Hey, Adam, this is an interesting story. There's a hotel on the rise that is proving to be quite the Cinderella story.
Yes, it truly is. This morning we're going to explore this once struggling hotel before, during, and after a new management company took over. We'll also have the opportunity to talk to some of these team members about the changes they made and how it affected the property.
It's going to be an exciting morning. A seafront hotel was on the verge of failing. It had 125 rooms, no star rating, and no leisure facilities, business center, or conference center. Its clientele was mainly business professionals and their families. It had a full-service restaurant with a full bar and parking space available.
Sounds like a big waste of a seafront hotel property. You'd think they'd be able to get more leisure travelers.
Absolutely, but that's not the case. Their customer service was almost non-existent. They had high turnover and no one was taking ownership for the hotel. Let's now meet with Hiroki Nakai, the food and beverage manager.
Good morning, Hiroki.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Hiroki is joining us from satellite from Florida. Tell us, Hiroki, what was wrong with the hotel before your management team took over?
Well, the main issue with the hotel, obviously, was that it wasn't making any money. So we had to find out why it wasn't making any money. Why was a beachfront hotel losing money instead of making money? And by looking at the numbers, we could clearly see why.
There was no star rating, which is important for people planning on traveling. Guests want to know that they are staying in a good place. They don't want to travel somewhere and find out their hotel is terrible. They want reassurance before booking a room, and this is what a star rating can help with. Another huge issue was a lack of leisure facility, business center, or conference center. We have a large amount of business people that stay with us, but we didn't even have a business center for them to work in. We didn't have conference facilities for them to meet in, and we didn't have a leisure facility for them to relax in. Why on earth would a business person stay in a hotel like this? Especially when there was one with all these facilities down the road. Our employees were another issue. They were unhappy and turnover was extremely high. Their customer service was lacking. Clearly, the previous management didn't realize their employees are the most important assets to any business. There's no advertisement and poor decisions were being made in terms of pricing strategies.
So you're saying many things contributed to the hotel's loss of profit.
Yes, there were many issues with the hotel.
How did you assess all of these problems? It seems overwhelming to me.
Well, we had to take a step back. We had to look at the hotel from a customer point of view. Something that many people take for granted these days is social media. We have the beautiful gift of knowing exactly how our guests feel about our services. In our case, employees were a big issue. We had to think about the amenities that our guests wanted, and in order to make their stay comfortable. In our case, we have many business people, so that's where the issue with the facilities comes in.
So after analyzing all of the problems, how did you take the first step?
The first step was finding out which direction we wanted our hotel to take. We made a vision statement to create a family that puts the welfare of the guests and the guests' experience above all else.
So the guests were your main focus?
How can we expect to get our guests in if our only focus was on increasing revenue? We needed to get away from that mentality and focus on our guests and their needs. From there, revenue will increase naturally.
As you can see, there were a lot of issues with the hotel before the management team came in. It's interesting to see how many factors can play into whether a business is successful or not.
Absolutely. We'll talk again with Hiroki soon, but first, let's take a look at the hotel SWOT analysis. The hotel's strengths within the food and beverage department is the recent refurbishment of the restaurant, bar, and lounge. The rooms department thrives from their great location, ability to accommodate families and singles, and recent refurbishments to rooms and the front desk. The marketing department is able to use the seafront aspect of the hotel to their advantage and can attract non-hotel guests. Other strengths include 3-minute drive to the airport and their close proximity to good rail, roads, and bus systems to other major cities. Weaknesses arise in the human resources department in terms of high staff turnover, poor training, and low employee wages. The rooms department has 125 rooms and only 120 parking spots. The marketing department does not have a star rating to use to their advantage. Another major weakness for the hotel is their lack of leisure facilities, business services, and conference facilities. Opportunities for the hotel come from possible refurbishments, especially adding leisure facilities, business services, and conference facilities. They have the opportunity to retain employees and train them better. They have a good location with their seafront property that can be used to marketers' advantage. They have the opportunity to initiate a Go Green initiative. Threats to the hotel includes losing business due to their terrible hotel reputation. They also have the threat of other companies taking their employees.
We're back with Hiroki Nakai, the food and beverage manager.
Hiroki, we've heard some of the underlying issues of the hotel. Tell us, what was the plan of action for your team?
The first goal was qualifying for a star rating. We hope to achieve a star rating by the end of our simulation. Next, we wanted to add in those conference rooms, business center, and leisure facilities. We also wanted to increase the amount of amenities we offer for our guests. We wanted to implement a Go Green policy. In terms of employees, we wanted to reduce turnover and increase our customer service. We set the goal of increasing marketing to various channels. In terms of hotel numbers, we wanted an ADR of $80 and an occupancy of 70% by the end of the simulation. With our food and beverage department, we wanted food costs to be under 31% and yearly revenue to be 25% of the total hotel revenue, all under 25%.
Goals were the most important step for our team. Without the goals, we had nothing to work towards. We had no direction. With these goals and our plan of action in place, we were able to dive in and fix these issues.
Thank you so much for joining us, Hiroki. It was a true delight. Next, we will go over these goals and the plan of action. The first action was to add conference rooms. With a large amount of business guests, they wanted to be able to attract more groups and conferences to the hotel. Next, they wanted to add recreational facilities. This would make their guests feel more relaxed and entertained. In order to achieve the ADR of $90, the management team decided to increase the number of amenities. This would give the guests a higher perceived value of the hotel. They also wanted to achieve an occupancy of 70%. The hotel planned on renovating and adding new facilities and amenities to improve the perceived value to the guests and in turn be more desired destination in order to increase the occupancy. Next, they wanted to add more amenities to increase additional revenue. This included mini bars in the rooms and also a second bar. The plan of action for the Human Resources Department was to increase employee wages to at least level 2. They also wanted to increase the amount that they were spending on training. Overall, the idea was that they wanted their employees to stay with the hotel. Employees needed to not only get paid well, but feel as though they were an important asset. By investing money and time in the employees, the hotel felt that they were able to give them the tools they needed to make guests feel that their stay was the best it could be. The plan of action for the marketing department was to effectively market the hotel through radio, business, press, and local newspaper. The marketing department wanted to make sure that they were marketing to the correct people as well as spending enough money on marketing. The food and beverage department plan of action was to increase the total revenue of both hotel, restaurant, and bar and introduce new menu items. They also wanted to introduce seasonal menus. The food and beverage department also wanted to make sure that they had service superior to their competitors. By having better service than other restaurants around the area, the restaurant would stand out more.
Sounds like they had the right management team in place. Let's see if all their hard work paid off.
Yes, I'm interested in seeing if they achieved all of their goals. Next with us is Wenlu Xiao, the accounting manager. Good morning, Wenlu.
I'm so pleased to be here.
Lou, we're all entranced by the hotel story. Clearly, it needed much help. We are all dying to know how everything turned out. Did the hotel reach its goals?
It's been a struggle. Obviously, we weren't perfectly achieving everything, but the hotel now has a good base and is going to continue to increase its performance.
In terms of our goals, we met all the criteria for a hotel to be a 3-star.
We achieved the goal that we should have the conference room to attract some big businesses. We are at level 2 for all the green initiatives. We have most employees receiving a level 2 pay level except for the others department. We made the goals that we have certain recreation facilities for our guests. We have the complimentary items level at 2 and the in-room entertainment level at 3. We increase the promotion at various channels, but mostly at 450 each. We improve the image among guests, and all of our staff receive a $15 training, and the department heads receive a $20 training. We have our ADR around $80. We have our occupancy percent higher than 70% but lower than 80%. We added some amenities at the first period, like the conference rooms. We also lower the cost of food and beverage cost, and it is now 25.15% of the revenue. Our revenue for food and beverage is 44.17% of our revenue. Specifically for the food and beverage department, this graph shows that the meals sold had a steady increase from quarter 1 to 3. It then dropped in quarter 4 and 5, but made a comeback in quarter 6. This was all due to the change made in advertising. This graph shows that the number of drinks sold increased, except for quarter 4 and 5. For the human resources department, this graph shows that during quarter 1, when we started the simulation, our employee turnover was 100%. Our change brought that down to around 35% by the end of the simulation. With the rooms department, you can see this graph shows that the room nights sold had a gradual increase throughout the simulation. A major increase is shown in the weekday transient guests. This is because we lower our room rates. We felt that the hotel was charging too much for the amenities that they are providing. This graph shows that our conference center was not built until the 6th quarter. However, it shows how beneficial it has been to our hotel. Weekday conferences were a major part of our success. Much of this was due to the advertisement. This graph shows that our average room rates went down. We brought the price of our room nights down because we want to bring our occupancy percent up. We decided that this could only be done if we lower our room rates slightly. This graph shows that our room occupancy percent increased greatly, especially in the 7th quarter. This is because we lower our room rates, and this contributes greatly to our increase in profits. This graph shows that our total revenue increased throughout the simulation. We believe that this is because of our decrease in room rates and our refurbishment efforts. This graph shows that our public awareness index increased throughout the simulation. Our food and beverage department focused their marketing efforts mainly on local residents. We believe that the hotel performance greatly increased. We raised our ADR, occupancy percent, and star rating. We reduced the employee turnover and introduced conference and business centers. All of these things contribute to the success of our hotel and increasing our profits.
Sounds like this hotel is on the rise and will continue to be in the future.
It truly is amazing what a facelift and the right team can do for our hotel. This hotel is going to be one to watch. Wenlu, what recommendations do you have for the hotel in the future?
For the hotel, we have several recommendations. In the upcoming years, we recommend that the hotel continues to renovate rooms, the dining room, lobby, and conference rooms. We believe that much of our success comes from constant renovation. The renovations put our hotel on the same level as those around it. It offered our guests all of the amenities they needed to have a positive visit. The food and beverage department should continue to watch their menu selections. It is important that they keep up with changing markets and understand their customers. They need to keep up with their food providers and making sure that they are constantly giving them the best quality and prices. This will ensure that the food will always be the top notch and that their cost will be appropriate. They should never lower the quality of the products in order to reduce costs. We also encourage them to continue to invest time and money in the employees. From the beginning, it was clear that the employees were an afterthought. However, by increasing employee wages and increasing the amount spent on training, we have reduced turnover and are wowing our guests with customer service. We encourage that the hotel continue to reward employees who stay with the company by pay increases. We would recommend that they increase the amount spent on training a little more and develop better training programs. They should be vigilant in revenue management, take advantage of social media and getting to know customers' reviews of our hotel. This can help them find the issues that are in the hotel. They can also get a gauge or how the customers value your hotel. This can then help them figure out pricing methods. You want customers to find value in your hotel and the services. Analyze all of your data on a constant basis to see how you are performing. Compare your performance to industry averages and your competitors. Market to the right people and at the right times. Get to know repeat customers and ensure that they always stay in your hotel. Let them know that you value their opinion. Let people know that what change that the hotel has made and that it is marketing. Um, Once you get the initial customers in, it's all about the service you provide. Eventually, customers will market for you. Use social media to market as well as figure out what your guests like and dislike about the hotel. Use this information to your advantage. Don't push it. Increasing your room rate in order to make more money is not what is important. It will only lose value in your hotel. The main goal is to create a hotel that guests want to stay at, as well as keeping costs low. Find a balance, realize what is important to the hotel as well as your guests, set goals, and pursue them.
Wenlu, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as you can see, anything can turn into a Cinderella story. In this case, the hotel had a great management team and clear focus.
They really did. We want to thank you all for tuning in with us this morning. We hope you enjoyed our special hotel segment. And as always,
Have a good morning, 381!